This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
You know, we're talking about all domestic politics. Let's go international. Let's go to Iran. Let's go to Lebanon. With us today is General Jack Keane. Well, General, I mean, what the heck is going on? I mean, give us the pulse of the situation.
Well, certainly what we saw happen is Iran certainly is challenging the Straits of Hormuz. They really don't want to give up control of it, and that's why they were attacking shipping going through the lanes. We responded with attacks of our own. Now we're going into negotiations with them in Qatar, Doha. My concern about that, we should be making absolutely no concessions to them whatsoever. Because in the MOU, the only thing that was truly agreed to in the MOU, everything was a promise for the future, except open up the Straits of Hormuz, and that was on Iran's part, and we remove our blockade. And we have removed our blockade, and Iran is still challenging the Straits of Hormuz. I don't know what we have to negotiate about. It seems to me the negotiation has already taken place. And we certainly shouldn't be making any further concessions to the Iranians over this. So our audience understands, though, John, the Straits of Hormuz is important to the Iranians as a nuclear weapon, and I'm not exaggerating. The reason is it gives them huge influence in the region. If they can threaten to shut it down any time something doesn't go right in terms of Iran and its objectives, a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, that's the leverage that they want to have. They want to have it as a deterrence factor. In other words, they use it to blackmail the Israelis, the Gulf states themselves, and actually the United States itself as well. That's what they want. They believe they've achieved a bit of this because when they went to they shut down the Straits on 2 March after the war began on February 28th. We, a month later, almost, a little bit more than a month, on April the 8th, we went to a ceasefire. At that point, they believe they gained some leverage over the United States because the principal reason for going to ceasefire was oil and gas prices. So we have to make certain that they understand these straits are international waters. They're going to have absolutely no control over it whatsoever. What they've been doing right now is telling ships when to pass and also to call a certain number to arrange for Iranian insurance to guarantee their passage. That's the nonsense that's been going on. So hopefully this comes to an end pretty quick.
Yeah, let's hope.
I mean, it's not, there's always going to be some terrorists among the Iranian guards. And this is a tough one. It's not an easy item. I mean, we're doing what we have to do, but General, it's not an easy item.
No, but we have a lot of leverage here, and we have to use it. And what leverage do we have? One, we can go back to a naval blockade itself. Two, we can forcibly open up the straits and keep it open. And I think eventually, John, if Iranian mischief continues to be what it is, that'll likely be the thing that we will do. Open the straits up forcibly and keep it open.
Yeah, and we have to just for leverage. We have to for prices for gas, oil. Judge Weinberg,
General, good to talk to you again, sir. Seems to me that they have two aces in the hole. One is Hormuz and shutting it down. The second is they still have the forces of Hezbollah, which is a threat. They can't give up Hezbollah because that's their military option to cause chaos in the Middle East. They can't give up Hormuz. So we've been in a position, General, respectfully, that we've been politically negotiating against ourselves all along, whereas the military did great work with the Israelis and beat them militarily. And then, as you correctly point out, you have a ceasefire, and the only people who've gained by that ceasefire are the Iranians and the Hezbollah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Hezbollah is absolutely crucial to them, and I think it was a mistake that they became part of the Iran-U.S. deal. The Israelis wanted it delinked because it's a separate country, a separate issue. It's obviously they're resourced by Iran, but they wanted to be able to stay in Lebanon and finish Hezbollah once and for all. After all, they're still dealing with what took place on October the 7th, with Hamas attacking them, sanctioned by Iran, October the 8th, Hezbollah attacking them. And the reality is, as of November 24, there's been a ceasefire supposedly in Lebanon, and that's been absolute nonsense because there's been thousands and thousands of rockets fired into northern Israel under the guise of that ceasefire. Then there was another ceasefire on April the 17th. And 2,000 rockets and drones were fired since that time, forcing the evacuation of all the villages and towns in northern Israel. There is absolutely no way that Israel can sustain anything like that. That begins to put them on the path that not having a nation, and they understand that this is an existential threat to them. And we need to support them 100%. As of right now, we are doing just that. But it shouldn't have been part of the U.S.-Iran deal. That, I think, was a mistake in doing that. But it is now, and we have to make certain that the Israelis stay in southern Lebanon. As long as the Hezbollah are active, the Israelis, if they want to be on the ground in southern Lebanon, then they should be. And they shouldn't negotiate themselves out of anything like that, and the United States shouldn't certainly force them to pull out of Lebanon. They should only pull out of Lebanon when Hezbollah is finished, and we should be supporting them 100%.
I agree on that 100%.
General, the problem is there was a good deal, to the best extent you can have a deal, negotiated by Secretary of State Rubio, which was to get Hezbollah marginalized, isolated, and removed by the Lebanese government and by the Israelis, and give the people back their country, which is occupied by Hezbollah. Now you have the Speaker of the Parliament in Lebanon saying that's never going to happen. So the fact of the matter is you can have all these wonderful agreements, but when the terrorists don't cooperate and they stay adamant and they'll fight to the last person that they kill, what are you going to do about that? You have to take them out.
Let Israel do their job. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I have a question, Jack. I'm curious on this. How intact is the IRGC? Because to me, they're obviously the root of all this. How intact are they militarily?
Well, we have killed a lot of them, and we've damaged the organizations, and certainly the financial organizations to sustain them. They're a complex organization. They're a military organization. They also operate as an intelligence service. They also own a lot of the industrial military capability that exists in the country is under the IRGC control. It also helps to make the IRGC leaders independently wealthy. But the reality is they have been hurt, but they're very much in charge. The attacking that's going on in the Straits of Hormuz, and certainly the support for Hezbollah in Lebanon, that is all coming from the IRGC. I know people want to make the claim that we're dealing with a different regime. It is true we're dealing with different people, but the regime is the same. And anybody that suggests it is not the same just doesn't understand what is happening. And just look at the facts of it. Look, since we signed the MOU, the IRGC has violated the ceasefire. They've been conducting attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. Hezbollah has violated the ceasefire. They've been conducting attacks into Israel. This is the IRGC who is driving Iran's objectives here. The diplomats talk nice, promise things, and never deliver. And that's the path we're on in dealing with this. I know people are optimistic about two things. One, that this regime may indeed change, and the indications are they have. I don't believe that for a minute. They may talk nice, they may be urbane and sophisticated with us, they may appear reasonable, but at the end of the day, for 47 years, this is who they've been.
Once a terrorist, always a terrorist, right?
Yes. Every president prior to Trump, from Carter all the way to Trump, has every single one of them. The evidence is there. They reached out to Iran and tried to be reasonable and work things with them. And every single one of them got the same answer.
Yes.
And eventually a complete pushback from the Iranians, no change whatsoever. That is what is going to happen here.
And the Iranians are just trying to buy time.
Yep. 100%. Well, retired four-star general, also chairman of the Institute of Study of War, and also Fox News senior strategic analyst Jack Keane. Thank you. We love you. We
Jack.
appreciate you so much.
Yeah, always great talking to you and your audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much.